Is your life filled with stress and other concerns? Feeling constant anxiety? Then you are in the right place. The wisdom of the ancient Stoics might help you get rid of all concerns and find peace in today's busy world. These are practical tips that can teach you to master the art of dealing with life's uncertainty and freeing yourself from unnecessary worries. We recommend recording the insights and watching the video to the end so that you won't miss a single lesson and understand them better. Control and acceptance. This is the basic principle of Stoicism, about which a lot has already been said, but we will dwell on it once again since it carries a great importance and basically everything starts from there. The said principle is crucial for achieving emotional stability and mental harmony, providing us with an important tool for managing our thoughts, feelings, and reactions. Focusing on what we can control is the way to happiness. Don't worry about things you cannot control. Do not burden yourself with unnecessary thoughts and feelings. Bad weather, traffic jams, the global financial crisis, etc. are aspects of life that are out of our control, so just accept them and move on. Imagine how much easier life will be when you learn to calmly relate to external circumstances you can't control. Repeat the following to yourself as a mantra. Only your thoughts, actions, and reactions are within your control. Doing this may also help you accept the world as it is. Oftentimes, our suffering is a product of our psychological resistance to what is happening. We turn to suffering when we don't agree with the reality we live in, especially when it doesn't correspond to our idea of the world as a whole. We cannot change what happens to us in life. Therefore, the wisest thing to do is to accept things as they are, not struggling with every minor inconvenience that happens to us. Accept reality. This lesson emerges from the previous one, also holding its place among basic Stoic rules. The Stoics understood that because most things are beyond their control, events will happen regardless of our expectations. Doesn't matter how much effort you put in and what plans you have, everything can go wrong at any moment. All that must be realized and accepted. Life's troubles often catch us by surprise. Problems at work, an illness, the breakdown of your car or household appliance, etc. These are just a part of life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." Therefore, the Stoics teach us to accept these things, to come to terms with the reality of the world around us, and to love fate. In doing so, we unhook ourselves from frustration, anger, and pain, which can arise from resisting the world's realities. So, instead of complaining and undergoing stressful episodes, try accepting how things are going and move on. Remember that any situation in our life could be turned into a valuable lesson, making you tougher and better as a person. This too shall pass. Time is a river, a violent current of events, glimpsed once and already carried past us, and another follows and is gone. Marcus Aurelius. No matter how hard your life is, you must remember that things are temporary. It's necessary to realize that all difficulties, problems, and troubles you may face along the way are limited. Very often it happens that what bothers you at the moment won't have any importance for you at all after some time. Constantly remind yourself that this too shall pass. Life is short and its problems may be temporary and fleeting, though they still end up becoming a thing of the past and remain in memories. With that said, even in our hardest moments, we need to remember that time flies by, and all difficulties will eventually lose their relevance. Throughout our lifespan, we get to face various daily troubles at work, in personal relationships, health, finances, and other aspects of life. At some point, they may seem unbearable and catastrophic, but please don't forget that even the most unpleasant moments are temporary. Understanding that life cannot always be smooth and beautiful is the key to responding to difficulties with calmness and acceptance. Think of it as a part of our life that also needs to be passed. Besides, don't forget that all events are nothing but your experiences and your lessons, and the negative aspects of life are meant to make you stronger. So, the next time a problem may seem like the end of the world to you, remind yourself, this too shall pass. Develop your inner peace. As you know, people are emotional by nature. We experience joy, anger, jealousy, grief, and a whole bunch of other emotions that help us navigate our social and physical worlds. Human emotions are complex structures, which shouldn't be shunned. You are made into who you are, into a unique person because of emotions. They show your uniqueness, your authenticity. However, they often rule our lives as soon as we start losing grip over them. Emotions can dictate our behavior and drive us to act impulsively, making us regret our actions later on. Stoics teach us not to let these emotions control our lives and to develop inner peace. Again, it's a long and complex process that requires big effort, but it certainly gives us the opportunity to live more harmoniously and keep things under control. In fact, control is among small things we have in our hands. As Epictetus taught, we can control very little: our thoughts, actions, and reactions. You see, only we choose how to react to matters. Inner peace can help to quickly rid us of an emotional reaction to this or that event. We must hold off our own impulsive thoughts right when emotions begin to boil over and threaten to take control of our lives and take them back into our hands. Working on inner peace also includes the ability to quickly recover from stressful situations. We learn to respond to challenges with calmness and prudence. We must control our inner peace even when external circumstances try to affect us. Inner peace lies in the ability to accept these circumstances as they are, even if they don't meet our expectations or plans. We should learn to accept them without excessive reactions and indignation. So, take care of yourself and take control and responsibility for your life. And don't forget the words of Marcus Aurelius: when you are distressed by an external thing, it's not the thing itself that troubles you, but only your judgment of it. And you can wipe this out at a moment's notice. The power of the present moment. We often find ourselves trapped in a life outside the present day. We dwell on the past or worry about the future. We blame ourselves for mistakes, rewinding situations in which we should have acted differently. It is at these moments that you lose the enjoyment of the present moment, in which life is happening here and now. You have to learn to live your life to the fullest. The habit of living outside the present burdens us with stress and anxiety. Thus, it proves to be useless, since the past cannot be changed and the future has not yet arrived. No one can lose either the past or the future. How could anyone be deprived of what he does not possess? It is only the present moment of which either stands to be deprived, and if this is all he has, he cannot lose what he does not have. Marcus Aurelius. With that said, you need to let go of all unnecessary thoughts and enjoy life. A Stoic practice of mindfulness can help. It mostly consists of paying attention to the real experience in the present moment, focusing on sensations. Then, by observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we can break free from their pressure and develop calmness and clarity. So try controlling your thoughts more consciously and try to be here and now in the real world. Try to imagine that everything you see happening now is the only thing that you have. The past is memories. The future is all about imaginary scenarios. You have nothing apart from now. Trouble as a teacher. Adversities are nothing but a natural state of affairs. It's a part of life. They come and go whether you like it or not. Taking this fact into account, the Stoics teach us not to avoid disaster, but to look for positive moments in it. Every challenge has a lesson and valuable experience to follow through. As soon as we rebuild our brains to find something good in any experience, we reconsider the difficulties and look for the best way to overcome them. An approach like this helps us not to be a victim of circumstances and forms the habit of always moving forward with a stable mindset. It can be compared to training in the gym. Our muscles need support to grow, so our character needs challenges to become mentally stronger. Epictetus once remarked, "Difficulty shows what men are." Therefore, when a difficulty falls upon you, remember that God, like a trainer of wrestlers, has matched you with a rough young man. Why? So that you may become an Olympic conqueror, but it is not accomplished without sweat. Try looking at adversity as a source of growth. In situations where people see difficult circumstances as something bad, something that prevents them from achieving their goals, You should look for opportunities aimed at development and growth. Change your judgments. The Stoics believed that daily events are not inherently good or bad, but it is our mind that makes them feel this way. We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them. Epictetus. As we've already said, most things are out of our control and we are actually responsible for our own thoughts. Unfortunately, the cause of our stress is mostly hidden within our thoughts. In most situations, this can be avoided, as it's all about mind games. In order to win in these games, use one of Stoicism practices, the rejection of evaluative judgment. We pass any situation in life through the filter of our experiences and prejudices. We can see our biases and value judgments every day throughout our lifespan. For example, all of us at least once in our lives said something like, "What a terrible weather." Or when someone annoys us, we think that he or she must just go away. And of course, traffic jams, which annoy literally everyone. But the weather is just the weather. Traffic jams are a large part of a driver's life, and people don't necessarily have to behave in a way that suits you best. In today's world, with so much information around us, we are faced with the largest number of events and things in human history. We have our own opinion, our own experience, and our own evaluative judgment about everything there is available. Unfortunately, these judgments are often based on circumstances beyond our control. To largely reduce the level of stress and anxiety, simply let go of your old attitudes and reduce control over events that we cannot influence in any way. Focusing on what we can control, namely our thoughts and actions, might help you become a calmer and more self-aware person. Marcus Aurelius noted, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. Leave them alone." In doing so, he reminded us that we shouldn't have our own opinion on every matter and attach our own labels to them, especially if they are out of our control. Help others. Eleanor Roosevelt said that the surest way to happiness lies in bringing it for others. This is how she found happiness and inner peace despite a hard life. She had a difficult childhood. Her parents died early, and she was raised by her grandmother. She had quite a tough path dealing with depression, wars, and the serious illness of her husband. She got involved in social work, mainly to be useful to the public, looking for others' salvation. Thus, through service and helping other people out, she found peace and her happiness. Needless to say, the Stoics share the same opinion. Seneca said that every person we cross paths with gives us an opportunity to show kindness. Therefore, they also give us the opportunity to find happiness. Marcus Aurelius, in turn, claimed that the fruit of this life is to work for the common good. In other words, in order to improve your inner peace, help others. Think less about your problems and give a helping hand to others. Thus you will be amazed at how much happiness this might bring to you and the people you help. You don't have to dive headfirst into volunteering. It can be any kind of good deed activity. For example, support of loved ones, benevolence in relationships. Good deeds could manifest themselves in different forms, but the main goal always remains the same: to make the world a better place and guide others to a happy and comfortable life. But don't look for immediate reward or thanks from others. In most cases, good deeds can go unnoticed or even be underestimated. Remember that you are doing this for yourself, for your inner satisfaction and harmony. This might help develop your own morality and empathy, help you become a happier and more emotionally stable person. By the way, you can start practicing this principle right now. If you subscribe to our channel and give this video a like, you will help us a lot in the channel's development and also help more people to see this useful video. Self-compassion. Face it, we are our own worst critics and harshest judges, and most often those negative thoughts that are spinning in our heads come back to us and drive us into constant anxiety. Become a friend to yourself and look for support in the middle. In order to achieve psychological independence and become a strong supporter of yourself, you need to practice thinking about your value. Epictetus wrote, "The best place to get help is from yourself." Master the habit of praising yourself and your work. Look for confirmation in the middle. As soon as we realize our worth and the qualities which make us who we are, we start to value ourselves regardless of whether we receive praise or criticism from others. The same goes to self-digging. We tend to dwell on the past, slam ourselves for some mistakes, and thereby devalue our manifestations. Instead, focus on learning from your experiences and making better choices now and in the future. This way, we accept what we've done, take responsibility for the consequences, and move forward. Start reflashing your internal dialogue in a positive direction. Praise and support yourself because no one will do it for you. Cultivate a deep connection with our inner self and realize your inherent worth, and you will build a solid foundation that will be hard to shake in the face of unforeseen events. Remember the following words of Marcus Aurelius: "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Joy in simple things. Many of us are used to looking for enjoyment in difficult things, material goods, or achievements. However, true joy can be found in fully experiencing what we are doing right now. It also merges with the ability to live here and now. How often do you enjoy your morning coffee without overthinking? You can turn this morning ritual into an important and conscious moment of joy and happiness. A cup of morning coffee not only gives energy, but also helps to create instant peace and satisfaction. Stop sticking to your phone at dinner with friends. Enjoy pleasant company and communication here and now instead. Share your thoughts, feelings, and stories. Listen to others and support them too. Can a simple walk in the park be a real source of joy? The sounds of nature, the singing of birds, and the smell of fresh air may make this moment special. Relax and enjoy every step and go on. Joy in simple things can be found everywhere, even in the most ordinary moments of life. It's important to learn to see and appreciate these moments because they create the foundation for a happy life. Look up for these moments and you'll see that you don't need many things to be truly happy. As Marcus Aurelius said, remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. At the end, we will have a small request. If this video was useful to you, then we will be really grateful for your like and subscription. We will also be grateful for your comments and discussion of lessons that resonated with you the most and the ones you would like to instill in your life. And to further immerse yourself in Stoic wisdom and consolidate these lessons further, we highly recommend checking out this video.